Hi, I am Karen from Karen Clark Creations, an artsy introvert. In this video, I'll be working on Friends Season 1, Episode 18, the one with all the poker. For this entry in my sketchbook, I'm going to paint some playing cards. I grabbed a deck of cards and dealt myself 5, and here they are. I decided to lay them out not perfectly, and I taped them all together so I'd have a really solid reference. Then I made little templates, stencils to put on my page. One second. I actually did it in pencil, and then I changed it and decided to outline in pen. I used a Pigma Micron Pen, brownish. It's a brown pen, and I used it very lightly. I had done it in pencil, and the pencil was kind of smudgy, and I didn't want to worry about that because the cards need to stay white. So even though the 10, Jack, and Queen are all going to be red, I'm just going to put the red over top of the pen slightly. I think it'll be fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to understand and see it and recognize what it is, and I think it will work. So when I made my little templates, I put a piece of cardboard, well, not cardboard, watercolor paper on top of my card, and then I just used my finger and said, all right, I'm going to go in from the corner and I want to size it in and make it about that size. And I went down and over, and then I rounded the edges so that the scale is pretty much spot on. Is it perfect? Probably not, but they look like cards when you on my page, so I think it's fine. Then I just traced around it. For the template of the chip, I did the same thing. I put a chip on my card, well, that one, to see roughly how big it should be, and then to get the scale, I guess. I'm not explaining it the best, but I'm trying to get the scale. So I'm using the full-size card and the full-size chip. So I took my template for the card and used a little compass to figure out which size it should be, made a circle, and cut it out. It is not exactly on scale, but looking at this, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. It just matters. You can tell these are cards and poker chips, and it will work. So that's how I did it. I'm going to go ahead and start painting. I've got my Mimik 8 round. Other ideas I had were when they were playing poker and Joey says to Monica, you can't serve food with more than one syllable. It's got to be like chips or dip or pretz. So I was thinking perhaps of painting a pretz. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to paint the black parts, and I'm going to use Payne's gray for that. Oops, I got water on my page. Another idea I had was the storyline with Marcel and how he loves the song The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And when I was a kid, I was a kid, 16, I just gotten my license, my driver's license, and I loved that ridiculous song, and I played it over and over and over when I was driving. I like to play it in the summertime because it was really fun to play with the windows open. But I was thinking of painting like the cover to that album. Actually, it was probably a single that I bought. It was super cheap. So anyway, I was thinking of finding the cover to the single to that, and I realized, holy, that would be way too hard. I don't want to do that. So here I am. And this makes sense. You know, the title is the one with all of the poker. I need a different brush. This one is the point. I've used it for so long. The point is curved over. Not sure if you can see it, but it's curved over, so I'm going to get a new one. Actually, I don't even have the sizing cleaned out of this one yet. It's so new. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's much better. Oh my gosh, now that I use it, a brand new one, it feels like using the other one was torture. This is nice. Oops. I'm going to take that out later. I went a little out of the line there, so I'll try to fix it up later. It'll be fine. Went outside of that one too. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the blue next. Oh, I realized I didn't draw in this right here. So there is a little sliver of the diamond there. I'm gonna put that in. Just a little sliver. And then there's the edge of the jack. I don't care if it matches. No one's going to look at these at the same time, really. This is fine. I'm good with that. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of ultramarine blue to put in the square part around that. Where the borders are on the Jack and the Queen. I thought about just making them red or black, but the chips are going to be blue, so it works to have that color added in. Go. Okay, now I'm going to work on the blue chips. I have got my ultramarine blue, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of Payne's gray to it because it's more of like a dark navy. I think I need to mix some more up. There we go. Okay, so this one. I decided to put the chips underneath the edge of the card so that it would be a background for the card. That way it's not white on white as much. And I am going to put a shadow, but I really wanted them to pop out, especially since I have the monkey up here. I didn't put a background in for those, and instead I made the tiles a little bit grungy looking, and so I didn't want these to be the same way. I wanted them to be a little bit different. This one's darker than that one. I don't love that, but I put more paint up here. Let's see if I can add another layer before it's dry. That looks better, I think. Yeah, that's better. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the red. And I'm going to use Quinacridone red and Pyrrol Scarlet because that's what I used for that red bulb up there. And I want it to be cohesive. I want the page to be cohesive. So Quin red and Pyrrol Scarlet. And I'm really happy that I kept a little cheat sheet here to know what I used. So that is this one. And this one. And since I have a few chips here, actually 4, I'm gonna make a nice, hopefully big enough amount of it. Okay, let's see if that goes. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna dry these. Okay, that's dry. Now I'm going to go in with the red. Should have done this one first, or that one, because now this is in my way. I need to turn my page. There we go. Sorry if that was off the page there. It was awkward angle. Okay, this is coming together. Right now we have... I'm going to dry those. I'm going to try to get rid of this little bit right here. Oops, goodness gracious. knocking stuff over. There we go. That's better. Okay, and I'm going to do the 10. That was nerve-wracking. It's such a fine line. And I really should have my reading glasses on. Oh my goodness, I should go get them. Okay, got my reading glasses and it feels so much better. Okay, there's that one. Now we do the J. I should have seen if I have a red pen. I don't think I do. Well, I have a red Sharpie. Could have used that. And the Q. It's not too bad. Okay, now we'll do the diamonds. And the heart. I feel like I need to do the 6 and the 5 in the Payne's gray so that they match what I did with the red. So here I go. That works. Okay, I think I'm going to do the shadows next. So I'm going to have, I think I'm going to use that. Okay. It's really hard because I have a lot of lights at this. So I think under here is going to be, because the cards are lifted up by the chips, so there would be a shadow under here. And then I'm going to just put something really light like that. And then around this one. So I'm just gonna kind of make it up as I go. Might be a bad idea, but it's what I'm doing. Okay, really light under here. And then darker. Not darker, thicker. That's the word. Doesn't have to be perfect. Does not have to be perfect. It just has to be a hint to anchor it to the page. Oops. Okay, now even though I'm having the shadow or the light come from this angle, I still want to put something under the edges here, mainly under the bottoms here. So here. Yeah. There we go. And so that one wouldn't have much of anything. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to paint in that detail. I'm going to use Payne's Gray again. Oh, and I need red. Okay, so there's like this sliver yellow in kind of a black color. This is not as perfect as that, and I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna dry that. I realize I need a little bit of shadow here for this chip on the card. And then also I'm gonna need shadows under there, but I don't think I want to use that mixture. Okay, and then the yellow I used here is Hansa Yellow Light, so I'm going to use that again for that little sliver on the jack. Got something on there. Okay, so now these shadows, I'm going to use the color I used, and then I'm adding Payne's Gray to make it more of a navy for the blue. Don't love it, but that's okay. And then the red, let's see what it looks like with a touch of Payne's Gray. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That's too thick, but I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change it. I am going to dry it. Actually, no. I want to make these darker. So I'm just going to glaze over a little bit of Payne's gray to make them darker. And then this one, there are white spots, so I want to clean that up. That's good enough. Okay, now I'm going to dry that so I don't smudge it. Now I need to address the ridges on the chips. I want them to look shiny. So I think I want to practice on a page with some white gouache. Okay, I got out my sketchbook that I made myself. It has Arches watercolor paper, which matches the watercolor paper that is in my Friends Sketchbook. This was a super fun painting. If you want to see this one painted, I will put it at the end of this video. Super fun. But the reason for getting this out was to figure out how to handle the chips. They are shiny. I don't know if you can, well, they're shiny and there's ridges. And so I could leave them flat, but I want to make them a little more extra. So what I did was I used my compass. This one's a little wonky, but I figured out like around where the center was, and I used that circle there to make a circle. And then I used my pen, the same one I used to draw the cards. I used that and made some rough little lines, and then I used a white gel pen. The white gel pen is hit or miss for me, always. Actually, this one's probably getting empty, but it's always hit or miss because I can't always get a really good solid line. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with it, but I'm going to give that a try. In here, I think I like it. It's not perfect, but I think it'll work. So first I'm going to do the shadow side, which would be over here, just a little light dots. And then over here, I don't want it to be super solid. Even the pencil I put on there is super solid. It looks jagged on the actual chips. So because of the little ridges. Okay. And then I'm going to add some lines. I'm going to just do some rough little lines going around. The eye is going to fill them in. I'm only doing a few here and there. It's going to show up on the red much better. And I'm adding dark on this side because I'm going to add white to it as well. So I need the dark there to really accent the white, I think. I think. That one's at a weird angle, but that's okay. Okay, and now going to add gel pen. It's actually okay with me that it's kind of rough and sketchy. Okay. I think that's really coming together. Those look curved. Don't like that. Oh well. It's fine. Okay, I think that's it. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I think this is finished. I think it looks awesome. I love it. If I can get you closer to it. Okay. This was season 1, episode 18. Let me know in the comments what you think about this episode of Friends and my adorable painting. Give me a like and subscribe. Hit the bell for new notifications of newly uploaded videos because the next episode will be out soon.